पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र से जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, इस्कॉन फिलाडेल्फिया की जय, जय श्री राधा शरद बिहारी की जय, जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय, परम करुणा श्री गौर निताय की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Hari Hari Gaur. Hare Krishna. Good morning. Thank you so much for
Hare
joining.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hope everyone doing well. The winter looks like cold weather started. It's perfect time is to withdraw our senses from externally outside world, study and chant and contemplate more and more. It's the greatest opportunity, I feel. So we will continue to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, the status quo, chapter 14. Let me get the name. Chapter 14 is Pregnancy of Diti. Am I right? Pregnancy of Diti, and text is 27. It's 27. Yeah, 27. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yasyanavadya Chaitam Manishina Grunantya Vidyapatalam Bibhisava Nirasta Samyanti Sayopi Yasyayam Pisa Chacharya Macharogada Macharadgati Satam Yasyanavadya Charitam Manishina Grunantya Vidyapatalam Bibhisava Nirasta Samya Chittiso Yopi Yasyayam Pisa Chacharya Macharo Gati Satam Yasyanavadya Charitam Manishina Grunantya Vidya Patalam Bibhisava Nirasta Samya Tisayopi Yaswayam Pisa Chacharya Macharad Gati Satam.
Yasyanavadya charitam manishino grinantya vidya patalam bibhitsava nirasta samya tishayopi yatsvayam pishacha charyam acharadgati satam.
Thank you. Anyone else wants to recite?
Hare Krishna. Yasha anavadda charitam manishino granati abidda patalam bibhitshava nirasta samyatis ishayo api ayat sayam pishachacharyam acharat gati shatam. Hare Krishna.
Yasyanavadya charitam manishino granatya avidya patalam bibhitsavaha nirasta samyati sayopi yatsvayam pisachacharyam acharat gati satam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yasyan abdya charitam manishino गृह्णन्त्य अविद्यापटलं विवित्सवः निरस्तसाम्यतिशयोऽपि यत्स्वयं पिशाचचर्यामचरत् गतिः सताम्. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. We will go for synonyms. Yasya, whose, anavadya, unimpeccable, unimpeachable, is unimpeachable, right? Can read this again? Unimpeachable or impeccable?
Unimpeachable. Unimpeachable.
Unimpeachable.
Okay, thank you. Acharitam, character. Manisina, great sages. Grinanti, follow. Avidya, nescence. Patalam. Patalam. Just 1 second. Patalam, not patalam. Yeah. Patalam, mass. Bibitsava, desiring to dismantle. Nirasta, nullified. Samya, equality. Atisaya, greatness. Api, in spite of. Yat, as. Swayam, personally. Pisacha, devil. Charyam, activities. Acharat, performed. Gati, destination. Satam, of the devotees of the Lord. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace in Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I change it, yeah. Okay. No, not 27. Sorry for that. Although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nescience, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. Purport. Lord Shiva's uncivilized devilish characteristics are never abominable because he teaches the sincere devotees of the Lord how to practice detachment from material enjoyment. He is called Mahadeva, or the greatest of all demigods, and no one is equal to or greater than him in the material world. He is almost equal with Lord Vishnu. Although he always associates with Maya, Durga, he is above the reactionary stage of the three modes of material nature. And although he is in charge of devilish characters in the mode of ignorance, he is not affected by such association. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaham. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschyata Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. I would like to see blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas, for allowing me to recite, read, and summarize this verse. Again, it's interesting, is glorifying Lord Shiva. Kashyap Muni is glorifying Lord Shiva. As far as I understand, yes. So the translation again, although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nescience, he nevertheless remains as if devil to give salvation to all the devotees of the Lord. So we hear that Vaishnavanam Yathasam. Among all Vaishnavas, Vaishnavas are supposed to be compassionate. Vaishnavas are not supposed to be also. Vaishnavas are generally compassionate. We say Vancha Kalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. The compassion of the Vaishnavas sometimes may not manifest as if like material compassion. Material compassion is pertaining to one's body only, fulfilling bodily needs. So Vaishnava compassion, they're always genuinely well-wishing of living entities. They are not envious of others. At the same time, they are compassionate to everyone because they can see living entities are suffering in this material world since time immemorial. So it's the compassion of the Lord which manifests through the Vaishnavas. It's like we can know a fruit from its trees. How the Lord loves his devotees, all the living entities, is shown through the manifestation of Vaishnavas. Devotees manifest the Lord's compassion, as Prabhupada is the example. So, Lord Shiva is amongst the topmost Vaishnavas. Vaishnavanam Yathasambha. So, Lord Shiva manifest that compassion to all living entities. The Shiva Tattva is not always been very easy. And it's interesting, Kashyap Muni is, giving so many information about Lord Shiva to Diti. I have some of the references I'll share here. From Brahma Samhita, we understand Kshira Tatha Dadi Vitar Visesa Yoga Sanjayate Nahi Tatha Prithag Asti Hetoho Ya Sambhutam Api Tatha Samapaite Karyad Govindam Adi Purisam Tamam Bhajami. Lord Brahma explains the position of Lord Shiva and in relationship to Lord Krishna. Everything we learn in Krishna consciousness, everything in relationship to Krishna, it makes sense to us. So the ingredients, the constituents of milk and yogurt are the same. It's just, from milk we make the yogurt. So similarly, Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna are non-different. At the same time, yogurt is not same as milk. So same way, Lord Shiva is not same as Krishna. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, we have, let me see if I can share, that if not same, then what is difference then? If it's not same, then what is the difference? Here it says, Dasya Bhave Anandita Parisada Gana Vidhi Bhava Narada Ara Sukha Sanatana. This is from first, not first canto actually, Adi Leela. It says, all the associates of Lord Krishna, such as Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Sukha, Sanatana Kumar, are very pleased in the sentiment of servitude. First thing is we can, Lord expands into many unlimited expansions. And Shiva is also one of the incarnations, not his incarnation, his Guna Avatara. But what is the difference? If he's not different than the Lord, say, what is the difference? He is in the mood of service. They derive great pleasure in serving. Last week we were discussing, it's a wonderful quality, the spiritual quality, actually, wonderful quality, as in contrary to material quality. In material quality, everyone wants to be enjoyed. enjoy. Everyone wants to enjoy the Lord, being served, or everyone wants to be savior. But actually, Krishna is only one savior. Even that savior, savior who is served, he also loves to serve. Yeah, he also loves to serve. Service gives pleasure and satisfaction to everyone, all living entities, all expansions of the Lord, and including Lord Krishna himself. He himself serves, even though he is in the position of being accepting the service, but he also derives great pleasure in serving. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and derives great pleasure in service. So in Shiva Tattva is very complicated many times with so many philosophies. Shiva Tattva, Guru Tattva, and Balram Tattva, they all are very complicated subject matters. However, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has put forward several clarity, and we'll go to the purport also, one of the purport. Again, from Bhagavatam we can see, Nimna Ganam Yatha Ganga, Devanam Machyato Yatha, Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambhu, Puranam Ida Tatha. Just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta is the supreme among the deities. So at least Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Lord Sambhu, Shiva, is the greatest of Vaishnavas. It means in the mode of service, Lord Shiva takes the highest position. And so is Srimad Bhagavatam in the greatest of all Puranas. So we can understand the relation between Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna is Shiva serves Lord Krishna in the mode of service. From again Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says Ananta Brahmanda Rudra Sadasiva Ramsa Gunavataratena Sarvadeva Avatamsa. Then who is Lord Shiva? How manifest? Where it comes from? And how does he serve Lord Krishna? And that's been explained. You can see Rudra, who is an expansion of Sadasiv and who appears in unlimited universes, is also a Gunavatara, qualitative incarnation, and is the ornament of all the demigods in the endless universes. So here it says it's expansion of Sadasiv. Now, who is Sadasiv? Prabhupada writes a very nice purport, and let me share with everybody here. The same, yeah. So here it is. I would like to read this about Lord Shiva's position. He says there are 11 expansions of Rudra or Lord Shiva. They are as follows: Ajekapat, Ahibradna, Virupaksha, Raivata, Hara, Bahurupa, Devasreshta, Trayambaka, Savitra, Jayanta, Pinaki, and Aparajita. So these are the 11 expansions of Rudra. And we know that even Lord Brahma got angry. Isn't it 11 Rudras came from there? I don't know how 11 Rudras came, and we can discuss this. So besides these expansions, there are 8 forms of Rudra called earth, water, fire, air, sky, the sun, the moon, and Somayaji. So these are the 8 expansions, 8 forms of Rudra again. Generally, all these Rudras have 5 faces, 3 eyes, and 10 arms. So sometimes you will see these videos, they make it. It's not wrong. It's fact. It's ghastly, very fearful form of the Rudra expansions. They are very fearful. In fact, one of the story is when Lord Shiva came to get hands of a sati. And they all got afraid to see Shiva's condition, Shiva's associates, mostly, how he dresses up, how his companions are. They were very much afraid of to see the condition. So Rudra have 5 faces. All these Rudras have 5 faces, 3 eyes and 10 arms. Sometimes it is found that Rudra is compared to Brahma and considered a living entity. But when Rudra is explained to be a partial expansion of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is compared to Sesa. So the two ways he manifests, we can say. Sometimes he's compared to a living entity, compared to Brahma, because Brahma is a living entity. So it is meant as Lord Shiva is also a living entity, but he's actually not living entity. But at the same time, sometimes he's explained to be a partial expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's compared to Sesa. Lord Shiva is therefore simultaneously an expansion of Lord Vishnu, and in his capacity for annihilating the creation, one of the living entity. That's why it is, this tattva comes neither Vishnu tattva nor Jiva tattva. It's a Shiva tattva, you can say. As an expansion, partial expansion, is compared to Sesa. And because also engaged in annihilating the creation, we all know the annihilations, pralaya takes place by Lord Shiva, is compared to one of the living entities. As an expansion of Lord Vishnu, he is called Hara. Many times people call Hari Hara, you all know. Hari Hara, Hari is Vishnu, Hara is Shiva, and is transcendental to the material qualities. But when he is in touch with the Tamaguna, he appears contaminated by the material modes of nature. Okay, as Vishnu, because Vishnu never comes in contact with the material nature. But still he is because he's transcendental to the material modes. So Hara is considered like he's transcendental to the material modes. At the same time, he comes in touch with Tamaguna, and he appears to be the contaminated. That's why it is the Lord Shiva is compared to curd. It's same as milk, but it has its culture in it. And here the culture is Tamaguna. This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam and the Brahma Samhita. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, it is stated that Lord Rudra is always associated with the material nature when she is in the neutral, unmanifested stage. This is very interesting. When material nature is in the unmanifested stage, that is called, I think, Prakriti and Pradhana. When the material nature is in the unmanifested stage, Rudra or Shiva comes in contacts associated with material nature. When material nature is unmanifested stage, but when the modes of material nature are agitated, he associates with material nature from a distance. This is a very interesting point. How he associates with Mother Nature is two different, in unmanifested stage and manifested stage. In manifested stage, he actually associates from distance. Now, I need more clarification on this, how he does it, because it is said that many times when Lord Shiva came, when Devatas came to see Lord Shiva, he was associating with Parvati. So we will discuss on this. In the Brahma Samhita, the relationship between Vishnu and Lord Shiva is compared to that between milk and yogurt. Milk is converted into yogurt by certain additives, but although milk and yogurt have the same ingredients, they have different functions. So similarly, Lord Shiva is an expansion of Lord Vishnu, yet because of his taking part in the annihilation of the cosmic manifestation, he is considered to be changed. Like milk converted into yogurt. In the Puranas, it is found that Shiva appears sometimes from the head of Brahma and sometimes from the head of Vishnu. The annihilator Rudra is born from Sankarsana and the ultimate fire to burn the whole creation. In the Vayu Purana, there is a description of Sadasiv in one of the Vaikuntha planets. That Sadasiv is a direct expansion of Lord Krishna's form for pastimes. It is said that Sadasiv, Lord Sambhu, is an expansion from the Sadasiva in the Vaikuntha planet. So Sadasiva is used twice here. One is from the spiritual world, and again from Sadasiv comes Sadasiv, Lord Sambhu, as an expansion. So same as his concept Mahamaya is an expansion of Ramadevi or Lakshmi. So even though Mahamaya is known as the external energy, Bahiranga Sakti, still she is an expansion of Ramadevi or Lakshmi. Mahamaya is the origin or birthplace of material nature. So in this way we can understand that we cannot criticize or consider it inferior because it is meant to serve Lord Krishna himself. Everyone is serving in different capacity, in different way, for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. So Rudra is an expansion of Sadasiv who appears in unlimited universes. Again, this is same form because Srishti Sthiti Pralaya is the principle in all universes. So we will find Rudra or Shiva Tattva in all universes, we will find it. And he's also a Guna Avatar. He is the ornament of all the demigods in the endless universes. In every universes, he is the chief amongst the demigods. Then in text 18, it says, Tena Karana Krishnera Dasya Pratyasa Nirantara Kahe Shiva Muni Krishna Dasa. He also desires only to be a servant of Lord Krishna. Sri Sadasiva always says, I am a servant of Lord Krishna. They take pride in serving, being a servant. Now, Krishna Prema Unmata Bivhala Digambara Krishna Guna Lila Gaya Nacha Nirantara. So this is ecstasy they derive by serving Lord Krishna. Intoxicated by ecstatic love for Lord Krishna, he becomes overwhelmed and incessantly dances without clothing and sings about Lord Krishna's qualities and pastimes. This is the beauty, the position, transcendental position of Lord Shiva. Why it is transcendental? Even though he comes in contact with the material modes, still is transcendental because he comes in contact with the modes only for the purpose of service to Lord Krishna. That's why he's transcendental. His appearance, he associates. He says in the bottom, he says at the end of the purport, although he's in charge of devilish characters in the mode of ignorance, right? He's in charge of the devilish characters. He's always associated with his appearance is very different. He's leading the devils in mode of ignorance. He's not affected by such association. And in the purport it also says is unattached to the material assets. And we know that Bhavani, she is in charge of this whole universe. She is richest, all the richest, even though belongs to Lord Krishna, but ultimately she is the personification of richness. And Lord Shiva is husband for Bhavani. So when you're husband of Bhavani, you have all the facilities to enjoy, all the property to claim proprietorship. But interestingly, he has everything, but he's not attached. He lives like as a renunciate, as completely unattached to anything. That's a great example, actually. It's a good question to be asked by everybody, right? We know this devotee of Lord Shiva pleased Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva said, you can go to Sanatana Goswami, he will fulfill your desire. So when he comes to Sanatana Goswami, he asked for, I heard that there's a touchstone, you have it, the touchstone which can produce the gold. So he said that I was sent by Lord Shiva, and Sanatana Goswami said, yes, I can give you. Yes, take it. It's lying somewhere here. Please take it. So that man carries with him, but later he thinks that, how come he can give some so easily such valuable touchstone? Definitely, he must have something better than this. He comes back and he asks, how did you give this? Do you have something better than this? Sanatana Goswami said, yes, I have something better than this. In order to get that, you throw this out. You have to get rid of it. You can have both, right? So he threw the touchstone I had in Yamuna, and he received Mahamantra. In Mahamantra is also touchstone. It can fulfill one's material desires. It can fulfill one's transcendental desires. It can give highest form of love of Godhead. So Lord Shiva, as Vaishnava Nam Yatha Sambhu, is a perfect example. Amazing. He has everything, but he's sitting in crematorial ground, meditating, always meditating in the lotus feet of Sankarsana and chanting his glories. Even the followers of Lord Shiva also can take it. I heard that the followers of Lord Shiva can get benediction as two ways. One is kapata and akapata. Duplicity and kapata is duplicity, and akapata is without duplicity. So those living entity go to Lord Shiva by worshipping, by offering prayers, satisfying him. They get benediction to become devotee of Lord Krishna, like prachetas. We know examples of prachetas. Prachetas were instructed by Lord Shiva, not only initiated by Lord Shiva directly to attain Lord Vishnu's lotus feet. So this is called akapata. And the demons who, for a desire to lord over this material universe, they try to cheat. So Lord Shiva also gives them benediction in such a way that they never get at the shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. So kapata and akapata both kind of can come from the Lord Shiva. He's Mahadeva. I'm giving this from the purports. His mention is Mahadeva. He's topmost among the devatas. And at the same time, he is supreme in the material world. It's been very clearly mentioned. There's always discussion and misunderstanding happens, especially in India, because they think that who is supreme? Yeah, Lord Shiva is supreme and Lord Krishna is also supreme, but depend on what, which level, what is related to. Lord Shiva is supreme in the material world. He is none other than Lord Krishna's incarnation, representative. At the same time, he is a servant of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Again, further, although he always associates with Maya, Durga, he is above the reactionary stage of the three modes of material nature. That is the wonderful position of Lord Shiva. How unfortunately, Daksha, he was out of envious, he criticized Lord Shiva, not able to understand his position. He could not understand his transcendental position. We committed offenses. Just like Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu is always transcendent, is Supreme Lord, of course, but he acts like Avaduta. He's intoxicated in Krishna Prema. When somebody is intoxicated in Krishna Prema, you don't know what they will be doing, how they'll be acting, how they'll be behaving. It's a very interesting behavior they will have it. I remember a long time back, there's a song, sannyasi came to our place. I forgot. When I went and picked him from the airport, he brought the big bags of his paraphernalia and everything. He brought it, a lot of stuff, and he stayed in our temple. Um, his name is some Biswambar or something. He stayed in our temple. He opened his bag. He says he built his own temple, a small temple. He built it, and then whole night he stayed awake on Ekadasi. Of course, it is recommended that one stays does astrate whole night of Ekadasi. Today's Ekadasi. Ekadasi night you chant the glories. He stayed. He made me also stay up. So, of course, I was a new devotee, relatively. So I didn't understand his transcendental position. Many times devotees act like Avaduta, and we cannot really find fault in them. One can be materially retarded and they act, we have to be very careful. But sometimes devotees can be, transcendently situated. Their love for Krishna is so deep. They're aloof from this external world. So they may not do same thing what we do. They may be abnormal person in compared to all of us in the material world. So it's very difficult to understand. There's another personality also, Vamsidas Babaji Maharaj. His behavior is very abnormal, weird. He never takes bath for months. He never cooks. Hardly sometimes he cooks. He has a deity Gopal. He always, sometimes he chastises the Gopal deity. He talks to him, always carries with him like that. For other people, he's like a madman, right? They won't know. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur could understand his transcendental position. He assigned few of his brahmacharis. He always stay with him, accompany him. So wherever Vansidas Babaji Maharaj used to go, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, these brahmacharis used to accompany him, and they witnessed his behavior. He will talk to the Gopal all the time. He chastises also, like a parental affection. So Vaishnavas are just like very difficult. Krishna is very difficult to be understood. Vaishnavas are also very, very difficult to be understood. This is sloka called Vaishnavaro Kriya Mudra Na Bujive, something like that. I forgot full sentence. To understand the activities of devotees are very difficult. So here, Kashyap Muni is in one sense warning Diti. He said, hey, no, we should not engage into this kind of act at this time, sexual relationship, because time is inappropriate. At this time, Lord Shiva, along with his associates, ghosts, he travels all over. Now one may say, hey, why he does like this? But this is what shows the compassionate nature of Lord Shiva. He's really compassionate to all living entities because they're suffering a lot. He is looking for a body, suitable body for all the bodiless beings, the ghost. So while speaking this, he's glorifying Lord Shiva's position also, that today in translation again, he says that, then after that we'll go for discussions. Although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nescience, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. This is the greatness of the Lord. So he is looking for, he wants to liberate all living entities. So he is also trying to find the bodies for the souls who are suffering without body. It's 8:34. I will pause it here. I would like to request you can share some thoughts on this, comments, corrections. Vishnugata Prabhu is here. Any corrections? I know it's a very difficult subject.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kirtan Prabhu. Thank you for your class. You eloquently explained and quoted so many verses from various shastras, which I appreciate that you prepared your presentation today. It was very nice. Thank you. Just a couple of questions for you. One is, you explained elaborately how Lord Shiva, and quoted how Lord Shiva is the best Vaishnav, the most important or supreme person in this material world, and like that. And we're always encouraged to give worship to Vaishnavas and respect Vaishnavas. So we know that in many Hindu temples, they have Lord Shiva on the altar as well as other deities. So would it be, in your opinion, would it be a good idea to have Lord Shiva on the altars of ISKCON temples, since he's the greatest Vaishnav, and we we are encouraged to worship and give respect to Vaishnavas, and along with that, we read in the Krishna book that Nanda Maharaj observed Shivaratri, and he went to Ambikavan. And Srila Prabhupada comments that sometimes Vaishnavas observe Shivaratri. So then, so the first question was about having Lord Shiva on the altar, and then the second question is observing the Shivaratri ceremony kind of regularly within ISKCON. What do you think? What is your view?
Yeah, because you mentioned ISKCON, thank you, Prabhu, for bringing this. It's interesting, every Vaishnava Dham, Vishnu Dham, has a Lord Shiva temple actually everywhere. Even it is there in Jagannath Puri as well. We have it in Dham Rakshaka. In Vrindavan is also the Dham Rakshaka. Everywhere there is Dham. So it's very important. But however, we have to follow the acharyas, evam parampara, what our acharyas taught. Because we are Rupanugas, we are Prabhupadanugas. What our acharyas taught, we follow. We don't imitate. We don't speculate. There is no need of particularly bringing the Shiva deity, because our goal is to serve Krishna. We in particular, when you say ISKCON and Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, our primary goal is to attain prema, love of Krishna, which is our mood is to what do you call the different relationship with Krishna. Madhurya, Dasya, Sakshi, and Vachal. That's our goal. We worship, we learn about everyone in relationship to Krishna. At the same time, we don't reject anything. Anything comes, either Jiva Tattva comes, Sakti Tattva comes, or Shiva Tattva comes, everything comes. We don't reject, we see everything in relationship to Krishna. So it's very important that we know, so that we can, we learn. That's why Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita covers the subject matters that we won't criticize. I remember the early days of my practice, devotees used to give some presentation seminars. They used to criticize the devatas. Then we later learned that we cannot criticize it. We appreciate how they are serving the Lord. And we know, but however, we know that they are not the Supreme Lord. So similarly, learning on Lord Shiva is we appreciate the wonderful qualities of Vaishnava, but worshipping Lord Shiva is not our what do you call prayojana or avideya or prayojana, because it is not Avidya and Prayajana. If it's not Prayajana, there is no Avidya is also not needed, because there is no endeavor to have a separate Shiva worship. However, as Vaishnavas, on the day of Sivaratri, particularly we don't have to do on the day of Sivaratri. This is the interesting thing. Generally, karmis, they do dedicate on particular day to a particular personality. But as a Vaishnava, we are always Krishna conscious. Always Krishna conscious means we are always conscious of everything in relationship in service to Krishna. We offer food every day, special food to Krishna every day. Others food only occasionally on special days for them. So that's it. Devotees are very dear to Lord Krishna. For us, if on the occasion of Sivaratri, we can hear about Lord Shiva's glories, how wonderful Vaishnava, how is incarnation of Lord Krishna. There's nothing wrong to it. But with rituals, everything, there's no need such activity. We remember, but we worship Krishna. Because Lord Shiva is not a goal for us. Those who are worshipping Shiva, Linga and everything regularly, their goal is to attain something else. They may attain the Shiva's abode. But for a Vaishnavas, we have to be very clear what is our goal is. So, yeah, we respect. When we happen to go to Shiva temple, we go and offer prayers. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also went there. But the purpose of the worship is not to attain the Lord Shiva, rather to seek blessings so that we can get Krishna Prema. And whatever our acharyas did, we can, if anyone really want to celebrate Sivaratri, let there be a Harinam Sankirtan. That is the means has been given to us. That's what I would say. When you talk about Nanda Maharaj, through the great personalities, we learned, and Lord teaches. He may have done it, but actually it's Lord Krishna also trying to bring the Brajavasis, the highest way of worship. He said, introduced Govardhan Puja, Govardhan Dham, Vrindavan Dham, worship of the cows, Dham, everything he gave to us. That's what I want to say. You can share. Many times we cannot really condemn Devatas, or no. It has to be very carefully, relationships to be very carefully understood. That's what I learned.
Where did you learn that from?
Sorry?
Where did you learn that from?
From Bhagavad Gita, right? We learned Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmani Gavi Hastini Sunicheva Supakacha Pandita Samadarshana. So we see everything as a soul, everything has a soul, and everything as a super soul also. And Bhagavad Gita itself teaches, right? And Prahlad Maharaj could see the Lord in everywhere. So idea is our perception has to change. Our perspective should be, how we can see and serve in relationship to Krishna, and how we see Krishna everywhere. Then only the compassion will come. When we look into the bodily platform, we'll have discriminate. We'll say he's my friend, he's my enemy, this and that, he's American, Indian, all these things will come. But when as we progress, we have to learn seeing things in relationship to Krishna. That's what I thought. You can correct me. We are supposed to see everyone as a part and parcel of Krishna and servant of Krishna. Isn't it?
Well, we know Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarodapi Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. In order to chant with continually, that means with some taste, we have to be ready to offer respects to everybody, which would include the demigods, of course, even an ant. But at the same time, sometimes it's true that if a devotee speaks discouraging people to worship demigods, people who are used to demigod worship, they become offended. They may become offended, and they may think that devotees are disparaging the demigods, when really their intent might be that just to discourage the worship of the demigods, which Lord Krishna himself discouraged.
Yeah.
I remember somebody purchased a Bhagavad Gita at a different Hindu temple here in Philadelphia, and they wrote they returned it to the temple in a package saying, "This is completely against the Hindu religion because it doesn't acknowledge worshiping demigods." Yeah, so this was very, very interesting thing, because there's a certain pattern of people with the impersonalist ideas. Usually they think that all demigods should be worshipped, and sometimes some strong words are required. Lord Krishna used the Govardhan Leela for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so those are kind of long statements. There's a good, interesting statement that Srila Prabhupada made when a devotee asked him, you say that Lord Jesus Christ is a pure devotee, and he is our guru. Srila Prabhupada made comments like that. So then the devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, so is it okay that we put Lord Jesus Christ on the altar? And in a couple of ISKCON temples, they did that.
They did that?
Yeah.
When was that?
Before your time, Prabhu, before your time. But Srila Prabhupada's response to this devotee was, did I say to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Did I say to do that?
Yeah.
And then the devotee said, no. So then Srila Prabhupada said, so then the answer is no.
Right.
Guru Mukha Padda Vakya Chitete Kore Aikya. We take the direction from the pure devotee, our Acharya, our Guru, as you pointed out. So still there's respect, but we don't have any instances. Oh, there's one instance, but there's hardly any instances of Srila Prabhupada agreeing to have a deity of Lord Shiva on the altar for our worship. And interestingly, in the early days of ISKCON, at least in the West, I can only say, we didn't observe Shivaratri regularly in temples, in ISKCON temples. And I find no information. You could do a search of the database that Srila Prabhupada encouraged us to do that. But as you said, certainly.
I missed that. I missed that. You said, did you observe regularly or you did not?
No, did not.
Okay.
Did not.
Okay.
That doesn't mean, as you said, that you can't describe the glories of Lord Shiva like that, but not that it was a major festival or celebration that was observed early in ISKCON's history. That was my experience, at least in the United States. Could have been different someplace else.
Yeah. Thank you for giving all this information. Really help. As you mentioned, yes, Krishna, that's why my question was at the beginning also, hey, one place Krishna says demigod is encourages, the other place is discourages. What is this? So it depends on level of the student who you're cultivating. That's even Arjuna also at the beginning, he says that Krishna says, one should give to demigods. Then later he says that, demigod worship is avidipurvakam. So I think it needs the expert teacher to counsel and guide the student, so that some or other one's attraction to Krishna consciousness and improve. We don't get rid of them, and this will not go away by our talk, but at least we speak them in such a way that their attachment to Krishna will increase. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone else has any more questions, comments? Sorry, we took a little long.
I have a quick question, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for taking my question.
Yeah.
So we always say that Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava, right? The greatest of devotees. Well, what about Radharani? I thought Radharani and the gopis were the greatest, and I thought we were to aspire to be like Radharani and the gopis.
You aspire to be Radharani and Gopis? No, we don't aspire to be Radharani and Gopis.
To follow in her path of constant bhakti, I should say.
Yeah, we aspire to serve them. Yeah, serve. We don't aspire to be like them, actually. We follow them, serve them, assist them. Yeah, maybe Vishnu, you want to say something on this? He got the
That's why Srimati Radharani is on the altar.
point.
So that's our path. That is the path recommended by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as you point out. I mean, Lord Chaitanya is following the path of Srimati Radharani, taking the color and mood of Srimati Radharani. Other people may do something differently, but our system is, yes, following the footsteps of the gopis. So look, it seems you're saying, well, but what about Radharani is the greatest devotee? And that's in the version of Srimad Bhagavatam also in the 10th canto. Yes. So they're both great. How are you going to deal with that? Yes, they're both greatest. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. My understanding, I can share maybe, yes, Radharani is it's a confidential subject matter about her position. It is no one knows about, no one can understand so easily. Of course, it is revealed about her position, but because we all are connected, Lord Shiva manifest in this universe. Lord Shiva manifest in this universe as in a sadhaka, we can follow, see his caliber, his devotion is considered topmost within this universe, we can say. But Radharani is, of course, she is Ladini Sakti. She is non different than the Supreme Lord, and she is eternally there in the spiritual world and topmost devotee servants, we can say. But I think Lord Shiva is, when it's mentioned for this universe. Makes sense? Within the community, within the society, within the country, within the planet, within the universe, like that way we can always see. And that way it is mentioned that Lord Shiva is the topmost. Because Lord Shiva does not manifest in spiritual world. As Sadasiva is there as expansion. Overall, what we do is everyone is a servant of Krishna. You can take any great Mahajana, you follow them and serve them and progress by following the instructions. Okay, so we stop it here then. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarvyascha.